Hey, what's up everybody? This is Rennie. If you're subscribed to me or if you've seen me before, it's probably because of my YouTube type beats or because of my YouTube shorts. But you know, we're just gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna start uploading more content about, just music production tips, what kind of plugins I like. But today's video, my first video, is gonna be about the CLA-76. If you ever mix vocals, I know you know what I'm talking about. So without further ado, let's get right into the video and let's talk about this plugin and why we just gotta switch it up. Alright everybody, now that we got the intro out of the way, let's get right into what the CLA-76 is all about. For those of you that don't know, I'm just going to give a brief description. The CLA-76 models a classic compressor that is found in studios all over the world, but it's basically just the Waves version of it. If you know anyone who's ever mixed vocals, they probably at one point or another or still currently use the CLA-76. And to be honest, I use the CLA-76 religiously up until like a few days ago. So I might be a bit of a hypocrite while I talk about the CLA-76 and throw a little shade at it in this video. Anyways, what have I replaced the CLA-76 with? That's probably what you're wondering. So typically I would use it at the top of my vocal chain. See here, I got the CLA-76. The very top, I'm like sending vocals, routing them to a vocal chain that basically is collecting all my vocals. I usually put it at the top and just kind of crank it because it just sounds so good, like to just crank it through this compressor for whatever reason. It's just got like a richness that it just makes your vocals sound so prominent. I've been using it for so long, and then I noticed that Pro Tools literally has their own take on the exact same compressor, the BF76. Now, I wanted to do a little test. I was like, okay, let me compare, let me do a side by side. And I actually find that the stock Pro Tools BF76 actually sounds better than the Waves plugin that I've been using religiously forever, and I've just been overlooking this because it's a stock plugin. But I should know better by now because Avid makes good stuff. Like, let's be honest. I've been using it on this Pro Tools session. This is a song written by this girl named Aaliyah. It's my buddy's girlfriend. They make music together and they send it over. But my buddy AJ is actually the dude who got me into making music. So shout out to them. I'm going to leave their music and their IGs and all that social media stuff in the description below. Please go listen to it. They've been supporting me for so long. Please go support them. But without further ado, let's compare these compressors. First, let me just talk about what the CLA-76 does, like the functions of it and how you're gonna work this thing. For those of you that don't know, it's actually relatively pretty simple. You have a few knobs that are very important: the input knob and the output knob. I'm gonna be honest, I usually just kind of leave it where it is. The first thing that I do all the time is mess with the input knob, because if you crank this knob, you could get some really crazy sounding vocals, or you can get some really clean sounding vocals. The next thing after that is you want to look at your attack and your release. That's pretty standard on a lot of compressors. Next thing you have is like a set of different ratios. This is the curve. If you know what a compressor looks like, if you think about what it looks like on a graph, what it's doing to the wave, it's literally that curve that's clipping the wave and compresses and smashes a waveform. I usually leave it on 4 because I don't want nothing too crazy, but you can crank it up. You can put it on 20 or all, which smashes the hell out of it if you want to do some rock vocals or something like that. Also, a big thing is you can switch between the blue or the black version. But yeah, so you have all those functions in this plugin. It's pretty straightforward. I would speak about these things on the right, but I never even mess with those, honestly. Like, I just leave those alone. These analog buttons also emulate like different like analog settings from the actual piece of hardware. I try to compare it to the BF76. I try to put the input, output, attack, release knob, ratio, all that stuff. I try to emulate it the same on both plugins. So yeah, here it is, the CLA-76, no beat or nothing, just the vocal.
I've been trying to remember where I got this feeling when I stopped feeling alright.
And then here we're gonna do the BF-76.
I've been trying to remember where I got this feeling when I stopped feeling alright inside.
Honestly, I just think the BF-76 sounds so much cleaner. If you're listening to this through a phone speaker, you're not even gonna notice it. But if you have a good set of headphones or speakers, you're gonna probably be able to notice this, especially if you're an experienced engineer or been mixing for a while. But yeah, I might be biased. I might just be wanting to hate on waves just to be wanting to hate on waves. But I don't know, I just think it sounds better. Another thing that I will knock the 76 for is that it has a lot of white noise coming through your mix. Like even when vocals aren't even playing, it's just like kind of going on in the background. Depending on what you're doing, you can get away with that if you want like a crunchy, like scratchy kind of beat or mix. But if you just want something that sounds kind of clean, it gets kind of in the way, and sometimes you don't have a lot of room in mixes, so it just kind of helps out with that. One last thing I'm going to do is just kind of compare it with the beat, so you can kind of get a sense of like the song and how fire it is, and why you guys should totally go listen to it and stream it when it comes out. Yeah, let's do it.
I've been trying to remember where I got this feeling when I stopped feeling alright inside. I know that there were times.
That was the BF-76, and now we're going to do the CLA-76.
I've been trying to remember where I got this feeling when I stopped feeling alright. I know that there were times I was younger, full of.
I don't know, I just think it sounds better, man. That's just me. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but from now on, I'm going to use some more of these stock plugins. Another stock plugin that I love to use by Pro Tools is the EQ. In my opinion, hands down, one of the best EQs. My only knock on it is that you can't really see visually like you can on like the Fruity Parametric EQ2 or like the Fab Filter EQ or a lot of other graphic EQs. I just wish it had that that function on it. But regardless, I'm still able to get what I need. I'm able to like clean up my vocals. It just sounds really good, man. I don't know. I think Avid makes some like really good stock plugins. On top of that, like some of the Air plugins, like this whole line of Air plugins is also really fire. Like if you have a Pro Tools subscription, which I know is really pricey, but if you want to surpass that, get that student subscription, find someone who's got a student ID, you know what I mean, pay that $7-8 a month. But you can get all these plugins like with your Pro Tools subscription, and it sounds really fire. Like the distortion, the phaser, the flanger, like a lot of really big producers and engineers use these plugins for one reason, and that's just because it sounds good. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get back more to the roots, and like I might even try some more of the other stock plugins. I'm probably never gonna have stock plugins throughout my entire vocal chain, because I mean, let's be honest, we're not finna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna start, using some more of them and trying to like really pinpoint like which ones are just better, So I'm gonna let you guys know in the future. But yeah, of course, like I said, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also comment if you think I'm crazy or if I'm talking out of my ass or what. Please let me know. I would love to know. And of course, I will see you guys in a future video.